Alright guys, so it's time to dive into our animation workflow, or how we tie all of this stuff together. So we learned that to make really good animations, and the reason we make really good animations is because they keep our viewers engaged, they make our videos super high quality. The way we make good animations is we, number one, focus on placing things correctly, we color scenes correctly, and then number three, we keep them rare and special. But with that being said, how do we come up with animations and how do we actually do them inside of Premiere Pro? Well, this is what I'm going to be covering in this course. So before we start making animations inside of Premiere Pro, I want to show you guys the workflow when it comes to animation. So inside of Premiere Pro, I just have my sequence over here, but I quickly want to walk you guys through what my mind thinks when making an animation. When making animation, my first question that I always ask is, for this specific scene, for this time period that I'm making the animation, what does the viewer need to understand? What does the viewer need to extract? What kind of value does he need to understand from that specific clip? So for that specific time period, as I'm watching through it, I'm always just asking myself the question, what exactly is the viewer needing to extract from this? What does he need to see from this? Does he really need to see that extra fancy stupid animation that I have in my mind? Probably not. He just needs to understand this one specific value, and if he can understand this value, this clip is going to be a success. Okay, once I have answered that question, then I'm like, okay, if I know he needs to understand this one thing, all right, how do I show this to him? How do I show it in a way that instantly connects with his brain and is very, very attractive according to the brand style? And that's where your mind starts working. The only way you're going to be good at animations is if you have a creative library of animations stored inside of your mind. And the only way you can have a creative library of animations stored inside of your mind is if you're watching creative content on the go. So you guys are going to be in later courses creating things called inspiration vaults. And the reason they work is because they are a big batch of so many high quality animations that you love, just all put together. And you can sit there and look at it to get that creativity to absorb all these animations. And then if you're trying to think of how you can bring a certain scene visually to life and show it to a viewer, all of a sudden you have so many different examples that you could use to bring these concepts to life. I always say this to everyone on the calls. I say creativity is never new. Nothing is ever new. Creativity is just about taking concepts that are working and mixing them up in your own way. When I make my animations, I take concepts from Iman Gaji, I take concepts from Tom's project, I take concepts from who knows who, and I just kind of merge them all together and I put them into my own scene that I like. And once I do that, all of a sudden it's creative, it's new. Not really, it's just concepts that have existed before. So my point is, when it comes to animations, there's three main steps you just follow. Number one, what does the viewer need to see in this scene? Number two, how do I make this look really high quality? And number three, it is your placement, color, and then animation step-by-step sequence, okay? Which is what we're going to be following. So for this specific video, you guys, by the way, are going to be learning all about this in later courses, so don't stress about it too much. This is just an introduction to how you should be thinking about animations. In this specific scene over here, I'm going to, let's quickly watch through this. This is a sample video. Sample video is where I speak and I take a few pauses. Sometimes I might even say important things like this. Other times, I'm probably going to say something absolutely useless. So as you guys can see, we have a lot of scenes, and to maximize how much you guys are getting out of this course, we're going to make sure that we animate pretty much most of them. So I'm in the next course going to go through all of these different scenes, and I'm going to ask you guys the question, what does the viewer need to extract from this? And scene by scene, we're going to make sure that we create a high quality animation according to some creative inspiration I've got on my mind. I know some of you guys probably have some in your mind. Some of you guys might not. That's okay. Right now, we're focused on learning Premiere Pro. We're not focused on just learning animations. We're not maximizing animations. We're not in After Effects yet. But first, let's go ahead and learn how we can make some pretty cool animations inside of Premiere Pro. So I'll see you guys in the next course. Let's get started on animating, and let's go ahead and do this.